Library of Heaven's Path. Chapter 22, The Reason Behind Zhao illness. Lu Yang might have been guided by Zhang Xuan previously, but he didn't believe that the latter was capable. Rather, he thought that Zhang Xuan simply got lucky. After all, asking someone to use a different hand to execute a punching routine didn't involve much skill. Thus, from the depths of his heart, he still looked down on the teacher in front of him. Teacher. Walking into the room, he cupped his hand and bowed slightly to Zhang Xuan, although his tone wasn't very respectful. I have seen you execute your battle techniques before. Seemingly oblivious to his disrespect, Zhang Xuan continued, to be able to train Soaring Flower Fist to the rookie level and Dragon Inch Fist to the expert level, not bad. What? You? How did you know that I am trained in Dragon Inch Fist? Hearing those words, Lu Yang, who was disregarding Zhang Xuan, almost fainted from shock. Logically, due to his weak strength, he should have focused on his cultivation technique. Even if he had to learn battle technique, he should have practices a normal battle technique such as Soaring Flower Fist instead of Dragon Inch Fist. Dragon Inch Fist, being a mortal lower tier battle technique, was much more formidable than the Soaring Flower Fist. In order to become stronger, he hid the fact that he was practicing this punch routine from his family members. Ever since his Dragon Inch Fist reached rookie level, he had never executed it in front of anyone else. Previously, the battle technique which he showed Zhang Xuan was the Soaring Flower Fist. Yet, Zhang Xuan was able to tell that he practices the Dragon Inch Fist and that it was at the expert level. How could he tell? There are shadows of the Dragon Inch Fist in your Soaring Flower Fist. Naturally, Zhang Xuan couldn't possibly reveal that it was due to the Library of Heaven's Path. He didn't even blink when telling an outright lie. You can even tell from that, Lu Yang was still in a state of disbelief. The two skills weren't even in the slightest related to one another. Previously, he also executed the Soaring Flower Fist in front of Cao Xianglishi, but he wasn't able to tell that much from it. Yet, the academy's worst teacher was able to see through it with one glance. Was this for real? While he was still holding doubts in his heart, the teacher sitting before him continued. Reaching the level of an expert, your Dragon Inch Fist holds considerable might. However, do you feel an ache under your armpits and an itch in your Jianjin ache appointment whenever you execute it? This. Taking a few steps back, Lu Yang looked as though he has seen a ghost, fear appearing within his eyes. Not only were the words of the other party correct, they were exactly spot on. It was as though he had seen him training. You. How did you know? Lu Yang couldn't help but ask with a pale face. It is very simple, you have been practicing an inappropriate battle technique. If you continue training at this rate, I can guarantee that the muscles of your entire arm will be destroyed within 3 years. Even immortals will find it hard to save you. In fact, the effects are already apparent now. Do you feel your body going stiff when you are sleeping at night, sometimes even spamming? Zhang Xuan questioned. Lu Yang trembled. Indeed, he had such a condition. Just that, he thought it was due to overexhaustion from excessive training, so he didn't pay it much heed. Never in his dreams would he imagine that it was due to him practicing the Dragon Inch Fist. Dragon Inch Fist, it is a skill which regards one's body like a dragon and emphasizes the concept of might in every inch of your body. If you had reached Fighter 4 Dan Piga realm and had Genkai nourish your muscles, there won't be any side effects from cultivating this battle technique. However, you are only in Juxai realm and your body is far too weak. Forcefully cultivating this battle technique will only cause your body to be injured. As time passes, the injury will only worsen. This is also the reason why, although you aren't left-handed, your left hand possesses significantly greater strength than your right hand. That is because you practices the Dragon Inch Fist with your right, causing great damage to it. If you don't stop now, you will become crippled. Zhang Xuan warned. Teacher, save me. At this moment, Luoyang no longer possessed the arrogance he had when he first walked in. His knees weakened and he kneeled to the floor. At this moment, he understood that the teacher before him was definitely an expert, a master among experts. That was because everything Zhang Xuan said fitted perfectly with what was happening to him. If Zhang Xuan didn't voice it out, Luoyang wouldn't have paid much attention to it. However, now that he had stated all of it out clearly and logically, Luoyang immediately understood that everything he said is true. In the face of such an expert, what rights did he have to remain arrogant? It was laughable that he thought that he felt wronged for acknowledging him as his teacher. Only now did he realize how fortunate he was. Before acknowledging Cao Xiong, he had also met quite a few notable teachers in the academy and displayed his battle technique before them. However, they were unable to tell that he was trained in the Dragon Inch Fist, needless to say, seeing through the fact that his right arm was injured. First, stop training in the Dragon Inch Fist and try your best to raise your cultivation. As for the injury that you have sustained and accumulated, I will think of an idea to solve it. Zhang Xuan declared. All right, call Zhao Ya in. Yes. Luoyang nodded his head hurriedly. Not daring to say anything further, he quickly walked out. The moment he walked out, he saw Zhen Yang, Zhao Ya, and Yuan Tao staring at him. Have you withdrawn from Zhang Xianlishi's tutelage? Yuan Tao asked in agitation. Withdraw? Why should I withdraw? Luoyang waved his hand and declared proudly, his face not turning red in the slightest. He who teaches me for one day is my father for life. I, Luoyang, will not withdraw from Zhang Xianlishi's lessons. What kind of person do you think I am? Do I look like that casual of a person? I really don't know what you all are thinking, to be thinking about withdrawing all day along. Aren't you all embarrassed? Zhen Yang, Zhao Ya, and Yuan Tao. Shameless. He is too shameless. Just a moment ago, he was still going on about how determined he was to withdraw from Zhang Xian's lessons. Yet, in the blink of an eye, he changed his words entirely. Exactly how thick is his skin? That teacher is probably, truly capable. Seeing the vastly different attitudes between the two when they went in and came out, Zhao Ya thought in her mind as she pushed the door open. Actually, after hearing Uncle Yao Han's words, it wasn't like she never wavered in her determination. However, the truth still stood that the other party was able to point out her illness accurately, giving her hope for a cure. After all, she was too embarrassed to speak of this illness in front of others, so it was impossible for her to reveal it to too many people. Sit down. Upon walking into the room, she saw Zhang Lishi and sat down. Teacher, you said that, you can cure my illness, Zhao Ya reddened. Zhang Xuan nodded his head. Your illness is an easy problem. Actually, it wasn't very difficult to solve Zhao Ya's problem. She wasn't really sick but rather, she possessed the pure yin body, a physical body which countless women desired. The yin energy in her body was overpowering and if it was directed correctly, her cultivation would soar rapidly. However, it was a pity that no one in Bio City noticed it and even chose a yin nature cultivation technique for her. For the other females, it was indeed quite a good manual to cultivate. However, for Zhao Ya, who possessed a pure yin body, to cultivate such a cultivation technique, it was simply worsening the situation for her. The yin energy in her body accumulated gradually over time. When she was younger, it was still undetectable. However, as her body developed, the unique traits of a female became apparent and she would start to find it hard to suppress her urges. If she wasn't cured in time and continued on this way, she might become a being possessed by her lust and find it hard to satisfy her desires no matter how hard she tried. This was precisely the reason why such an awkward situation was occurring to her. This, Zhao Ya was taken aback. She didn't know that she possessed a pure yin body. In fact, Even her father was oblivious to the fact. However, the part about her cultivating a pure yin cultivation technique was true. Was this really the cause? White Jade Pure Maiden Skill, it is an impressive skill, but it isn't suited for you. If you want to solve this problem at its roots, you have to find another new cultivation technique. After explaining the situation, Zhang Xuan stated, "You. How did you know that I cultivate the White Jade Pure Maiden Skill?" Zhao Ya was taken aback. This cultivation technique had been passed down in the Bai city. Other than the Bai family, there were very few people who were aware of it. Even the butler Yao Han, who was at the entrance of the classroom now, wasn't too sure about it. Yet, the teacher before her was able to point it out instantly. Zhao Ya was in a state of disbelief. If I am capable of seeing through illness, naturally, I would be able to see through your cultivation technique as well. Zhang Xuan tilted his head 45 degrees as he assumed the look of an expert whose depth couldn't be seen. Cultivating a new cultivation technique can solve the problem? Then, what kind of cultivation technique should I cultivate? Suppressing the astonishment in her mind forcefully, Zhao Ya asked. You should find a cultivation technique capable of unleashing the potential of your body, and not one that accumulates yin energy. How about this? I will go to the Academy's Compendium Pavilion to take a look for you to see if there are any suitable ones for you. Zhang Xuan said. Thank you, teacher. Zhao Ya nodded her head hurriedly. The problem hadn't been solved yet, but at the very least, she was aware of the cause now. A surge of exhilaration gushed through her heart. On. Zhang Xuan waved his hands to show that it was a small matter. Call Zhenyang in. While Zhang Xuan was providing pointers to his students in the room, outside the classroom, a tall youth walked over in widened strides. Elder Lu, is what you said true? As the tall youth walked, he questioned the elderly following him behind. Young master, that is the truth. Young mistress has acknowledged Zhang Xuan as her master. Old Lu nodded his head quickly. If Zhang Xuan was here, he would definitely be able to recognize that the old Lu here was the person who tried to withdraw Wang Ying from his lessons yesterday. The person whom he called young master should be Wang Ying's elder brother, the genius of Hongtian Academy, the disciple of an elder, Wang Tao. Zhang Xuan? The teacher who scored a 0 for his teacher qualification examination? What rights does he have to teach my younger sister? Damn it! If I don't teach him a lesson today to let him know the price for deceiving my younger sister, I will not call myself Wang Tao. As Wang Tao walked towards the classroom, he declared furiously. Translator note. Jianjin shoulder well ache appointment, right beside the back of your neck on your shoulder.